Hi, Mythic Europeans. We're out of the study. I have a decent shave, and we're properly lit today because I'm at work, or in half an hour I will be at work. Today I'm in the Digital Media Lab at Helensvale Library. You can't see it, but it's pretty epic. We have like 3D printers and all these kinds of ridiculously advanced things. I'll be showing people how to record audiobooks. But to get back to the subject at hand, let's talk Ars Magica and enemies. If you're going through the Covenant design rules and you don't know which hooks to pick enemies. And the reason you should pick enemies is because you're going to have them anyway. In most styles of story, someone will be opposing what you do. And in the Covenant design process, these people are called enemies regardless of why they're opposing you or whether they're opposing you with force. Since you're going to have enemies anyway, you and your fellow players should sit down, decide who these people are, and in exchange, be given resources you can use in other stories. Enemies is deliberately the cheap, easy, useful choice because your story guide has to come up with these things week after week to make sure that your story keeps progressing. And so, if you tell them in advance, we are going to do the sort of things which will lead to a band of pirates hating us and wanting to kill some of our servants, that's great because it gives them prep time, and in exchange, the system rewards you. As your characters develop, you'll find that your enemies also develop. A simple pirate, driven to extremes by your player characters, may make deals with infernal powers, for example. Magicians who you drive to extremes may call in the law, or they may form political unions to oppose you. Because you have enemies which will develop over time as your characters also develop over time, you should put some care into the premise. Don't plot out what's going to happen in their lives, but make them interesting enough that they can last for multiple stories. Also, don't be afraid to kill them, because if you've watched Game of Thrones, you'll know that as soon as you kill some guy, his brother, neighbour, nephew, lover turns up to avenge him. So enemies can persist, even if yours is the kind of group who prefers to deal with their enemies with balls of fire. So, to recap, if you're looking through the boons and hooks, and you don't know which hooks to take enemies. Next week, we'll be looking at something from the comments. It's how to construct characters that use social skills but aren't built around presence and Venus's blessing. So we're going to design some characters, or some character concepts at least, and we're going to link those in the blog. I'll see you next week.